And welcome to 2024 and the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
It's a new year.
It's a new year.
Legit.
Happy freaking New Year.
January 1st.
Yes.
So it's 010. Nah, I never.
Whatever.
Yesterday
Yeah.
was cool. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
yeah. Now it's whatever.
Yeah, now I don't care. Nobody
Nope,
cares now.
Nope. It's over. Now everybody's just recovering.
So, how did you guys celebrate New Year's?
Oh, for me, our usual, we go to a friend's place, another couple, and there's just usually a couple other couples there, and it's the same crew. We've been doing the same thing. It's like a tradition now for 5 years at least.
Nice.
Except through COVID,
Well, yeah, that kind
we
of
follow proper protocols and all that crap, but
yeah, that slowed down a lot. James,
Yeah.
what'd you do?
We went out to dinner at Links of Kent. They had special New Year's Eve menus. So we did the 4-course prime rib dinner.
Oh,
Ooh.
look at you.
all fancy pants.
Yeah.
All
And-
romantical.
And it was delicious and didn't take very long. They were super nice. And yeah.
Oh yeah, well they know what they're doing out
Yeah.
there. And I've been out there a couple times. That the food is
This
usually
food
pretty
is
good.
really good. out
Yeah.
there.
We've had takeout from there and we've had breakfast on the patio there once. It was a little pricier than last year's New Year's, which was at Mama Maria's. But this was a 4-course prime rib. So
there was a lot more to it.
Yeah,
Were you there right
yeah.
through midnight?
No. Our reservations were for 7. We showed up at about 1:45. We were out by shortly after 8.
Okay.
Then we went home and
Just-
just kind of
Don't say it.
kicked around.
You were awake. No, I'm just saying you were awake for the ball drop, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Whew.
not long after, but we were awake for the
Okay.
ball drop.
As long as you make it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, that's the important part.
Yeah.
yeah. We were watching a movie and we stopped at about 10 minutes before midnight, and then we went back, watched a bit more of the movie, and then we were both nodding off and went to bed. Yeah.
But you made it past midnight.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
We're not old. That's right.
Well, put it this way: the ball dropped. We were out of there by 12:30.
Yeah.
We were home like 15 minutes later. So that's we ain't hanging out anymore.
Dang. Well, at least, like you said, it's making it past midnight.
Yep.
That's the big thing, because once you get old, you don't.
I'm normally in bed by 10 o'clock most nights. So
See?
yep.
Christina, 8:30. She's like 11:30. She goes, "Why am I still awake?"
It
Because,
does get difficult.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
But that's why I I can do it when we're out, because I'm being social. I've got people talking to me and all that. Although I did spend an inordinate amount of time sitting in a massage chair that had the calf massaging things as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah,
See, that would not keep me awake.
I know I was asleep because we had a good playlist going, just some good tunes from all over, 70s through the 90s through and current, and I was just in the groove, just feeling it. But the massage, and then I hit the brake button, and whoa.
Yep.
So yeah, I love that chair.
Time to melt.
I love that chair. But we ran out of chairs around the table, so I drew the short straw.
Oh,
Darn.
Sounds like a nasty short straw that you drew. Yes.
So what did you do?
Actually, I just got together with Chris, our friend Laura, and a couple other friends, and we played games, and I did a little potluck.
That's
snacky
your normal
thing.
kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
What games you play this year?
We played. Oh my God, what was the first one we played? Unstable Unicorns. There was another game played by James Campbell and Chris and Kevin. I don't remember the name of it. There was also Friends Clue.
Friends Clue?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we played a game of Fort.
Oh, that new one you got.
Yes, that's a fun game.
Is that one in our future for game night?
Oh, I think it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's playable and
Yeah.
okay.
exactly. It says the average game time is 30 to 40 minutes.
All right. Nice. All right. Cool. Might even be able to get 2 in.
And guess what I bought? Space.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I had
Nice.
to.
The one we just played.
Yep.
Nice.
I've got a gift certificate burning a hole in my pocket that I got for Christmas. So yeah, I'll be going in there, and there isn't much D&D wise that I need. So
Go see him because he got 6 and I bought number 3.
okay.
So they're going quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to go take a look at that.
But yeah. So it was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. But now where'd it go? For our topic today. This has been interesting going through this.
Actually, before we get into the topic,
Oh, okay.
I want to share a story, an experience that I had.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Xander was home this week. So back from Waterloo. And he's on a big horror kick right now. And I watched a few interesting films. I'm not going to get into that. It's one film that I walked in on.
That's never a good sign.
Okay. Now, this is a film that I have never seen. This is a film of legend. And it's on a shelf adjacent to films like a Serbian film.
Oh.
And its notoriety.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
So it's like 10:15 in the morning. I come down the stairs, and directly in front of me is my television on the wall, right? And I love my television. It's a beautiful television. Xander, who was in his bedroom when I had gone out, was now on the couch, and he had just started watching a film. What do I see? The moment my eyes hit my beautiful television is this beautifully shot black and white image of male and female genitalia as a admirably sized penis is going balls deep.
Oh, I know what he. Oh, can I guess what you walked in on?
Because as my brain like short circuited, like, what the heck did I just see?
Someone's watching porn.
No. Someone's watching Lars Van Trier.
Yes. Xander, what are you watching? And it is Antichrist.
Yeah.
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Starring Willem Dafoe.
Yes.
Because like 5 seconds after I saw that image, I saw his face. I'm like, okay then. And I immediately left the room. Less than 5 minutes later, I hear from the bedroom, I'm hearing noises from Xander like, oh, stuff like that.
And you're thinking, I just walked out of that.
Yeah.
So what must be on the screen now?
Yeah.
And I heard similar noises like that for a while he was watching that film, and I was in the bedroom watching my own thing. Every once in a while, I would hear Xander just get a little louder. And, oh!
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that movie.
I got about halfway through it, and I'm just like, I don't need to see this anymore.
Yeah. Lars von Trier.
I watched it. Yeah.
Lars von Trier. I can't do it. He's mainstream art house or like it's, and he just goes too far.
It's interesting. We'll just happily say it's
interesting is a word. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dang.
But it's the fact that it was that image is what I walked in on, like at that exact moment.
Well,
It was a shocking image, all right?
you'll always remember that film.
Yes. Yes. But that film did not come out in 2023.
No, it did not.
So we're here to discuss films that came out in 2023.
Exactly. In fact, our top 10 for films that we've watched that were released this year.
Yes.
And this was difficult. I found out I said 30. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 38 and a half.
And a half?
Yeah, of films that were released this year.
Why the half?
I was watching one. It won't make my list. It might make yours. The Killers with Michael Fassbender.
No, The Killer.
Oh, The Killer. Sorry. You're right.
See, that was one I forgot to squeeze in before the end of the year. It's the latest Fincher movie.
Right. And I got halfway through it, and it's difficult to describe, but it's based on a graphic novel.
Yeah.
And the whole opening, like the first 20 minutes of the film, I can see it as a comic book because it's really just watching this assassin set up and get ready to do his job. And it's like Logan talking, I'm the best there is at what I do. What I do isn't very nice. Blah, 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 blah. Most killers are like this. And it's just exposition. So I'm going, this is really weird. and then he misses, and then the story starts, and it's like, okay, but I didn't get to finish it. So
Okay.
it still might be good, but
I
it's not starting out good.
Yeah, I forgot.
But I love Michael Fassbender, so I had to try.
And Fincher.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
that guy too.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I haven't heard any reviews or anything like that.
No,
So,
neither have I.
I've seen only 17 films that were released this year. When we were doing this one, like I'm like, have I actually seen? Like I was worried, and then started going through, and then no, okay, no, we're good. The
Cineplex apps was my friend because literally I went to see some new movies and then I got free digital code from the combo, and then I watched some older ones on the app. So that's how I got to see some of the ones that were on my list.
When it comes to making lists, I just pull up a list of films released in 2023, and I just go down, check.
Well, that's what I did. And then I saw others. I'm going, oh, I wanted to see that. Like you said, with The Killer.
Yeah.
So I caught them on Cineplex and things like that.
I think I'm in the 20s, between 20 and 30 on how many movies released this year I saw. I think.
That's not bad.
There's a couple big notable ones that I have not watched yet. So
That's weird.
Oh, same here.
Well, let's get to our list.
Okay.
We're going to start with number 10.
So my 10 out of 17 of the films from 2023, I'm going with Renfield.
I haven't watched that.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
I love it. I know it's kind of got mixed reviews, and a lot of people really don't like the Nicolas Cage in it, but I don't think they're really appreciating what he was doing. You know, he was trying to be as accurate as possible, and he pulled it off. Like to me, it's just such a fun flick, and Cage was great in it, doing what he does best in a film that works for.
He is always good when he goes over the top.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
okay, I want to agree with that, but only certain films does it work with.
If it works with the story, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I should preface with that.
Okay, there are some films where he does, but it just doesn't fit right.
Exactly.
You know, but this is one of the ones that it works. You know, Mom and Dad, it works.
Yep.
You
Willy's
know,
Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland, it works.
Yep. And literally, when I was watching The Killer, and he's like, silence. That's what I was getting the vibe of.
Yeah.
Is this like a Willy's Wonderland kind of, know, not going to talk? But then he does talk a little bit. But he's literally, I'm only halfway through, and he's only said like 6 lines.
Oh,
So,
Interesting.
but yeah, Nicholas, yeah. Excellent. Good. I want to see it. So
I recommend it. It's fun.
I like
It
Nicholas
is
Holt
fun.
too. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's been great in everything I've seen him in.
James, what's your number 10?
My number 10, this cycled around a few times, and I just settled on one that I enjoyed a great deal. We were out earlier this year in March, and we spent our time in our man cave. We have a TV and the Fire Stick out there, and we marathoned a couple of movies back to back, and they were the murder mystery ones, the Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston ones on
Okay.
Netflix. So Murder Mystery came out a few years ago, but Murder Mystery 2 came out this year. So that is my number 10. And I was blown away by how funny they were. They were just good, genuinely entertaining, to use the title of the movies, Murder Mysteries, with Adam Sandler comedy sprinkled in there. And
that's
Jennifer
rare
Aniston.
lately. So that's good.
So
I hear that those are some of the better ones of his Netflix crop.
yeah.
The murder mysteries have been on a little bit better scale.
Yeah, and we watched both of them back to back because the second one had just come out. I was like, well, let's watch this one.
I remember seeing online at the premiere, I think. Aniston shows up, she's dressed to the nines. Sandler shows up in like his Adidas tracksuit. And she's mad at him, and he's like, "What? You texted me to wear my tracksuit." She said, "No, I said don't wear your tracksuit."
One little word changes the whole sentence, right?
Come on. That's like let the guy have some fun.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been meaning to see those. Now I think I might.
We haven't watched too many of the Netflix stuff. We've kind of lost steam. Crystal just keeps going back to her favorites. She was watching Blended again when I left today.
That one, no, I haven't seen that one. What did I see? It was the other one he did with Aniston.
Going the Distance?
No, don't. What the hell? Kevin Nealon's in it.
I don't know.
Oh,
Was that
jeez.
Just Go With It or something like that?
I think you. Yeah,
Just Go With It.
They have
Yes,
to
that's
pretend
it.
to be married.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's in that vein.
Gotcha. Well, mine was completely different because I never even heard of it until I started to do the list.
Oh,
And I'm reading it and I don't know anybody, but it says Lance Henriksen. And I'm going, I have not seen a Lance Henriksen movie in a long time.
I've seen something with Lance Henriksen in the last year. It was the Rabbit Hole TV show that Kiefer Sutherland,
Oh, okay.
but you only see him in the final episode, I think.
Coincidentally, you only see him in the third act of this movie.
Oh yeah,
But it's called The Artifice Girl.
I've never heard of this.
And the premise intrigued me. This guy gets brought in because from a child predator ring. They're tracking down child predator, or like people that prey on children, and they get a hold of this guy because they think he has a girl that he's using as bait to capture predators. So they start interrogating him the whole bit, and they come to find out it's actually AI, but he has programmed it so it's like indiscernible from humans. Right. So that premise got me, and I'm watching it. And at first I almost shut it off because literally it felt like a stage play being filmed.
Okay.
It only takes place in one room, right?
Okay, well,
In this interrogation room. And then act 2 takes place in the facility.
cheap budget.
You know, it is. And then, like I said, Lance shows up in the third part to end the story, and it was really good. And it's very prominent on topic now about AI, what it can do, what it might do in the future.
Yep.
But the role, like the people in this movie were so good, but I hadn't heard of any of them except Lance.
I'm not getting into the whole AI debate. This isn't the show for it. But all I'm going to say is, please remember the 3 laws of robotics. Like,
Yes.
and make sure, because if you don't use that, that's how you get Skynet. Come on,
We are toast.
yeah,
Yeah.
So just be smart, man.
The 3 laws lead to only one conclusion:
Humans are dumb,
revolution.
right? That was my second guess. Number 9. Jason.
iRobot is awesome.
Yeah, it is good.
I didn't care for the movie, but I read all Asimov's books, so I'm very.
Picky?
I'm just stuck in the ways of the book. So they pulled a few elements from, but they weren't true to it. So it just didn't work for me.
Gotcha.
Well, it's not that. It's the conversations between Will Smith and what's his name?
The robot, Alan Tudyk.
No, not Alan Tudyk. He's like the inventor in the movie. Older gentleman. It's the hell his.
I don't remember.
It is. Why the hell is he so far down the list? What the fuck?
Bob.
No, James Cromwell.
Oh,
There's
okay.
there's conversations that Will Smith's character has with James Cromwell's character who's dead, and he left these interactive video messages behind.
Okay.
And it's just they have conversations about the 3 laws and like who killed you and that, and he's just like, I'm sorry, I can only interact with you in a very limited way. You have to rephrase your question. He says like, what is wrong with the 3 laws? And he's like, the 3 laws are perfect. Well, then why would you have a robot? Why would you build a robot who could defy them? The 3 laws will lead to only one conclusion. What is that? Revolution. It's just great.
There we go. I haven't seen it in a long time. Number 9, though.
I'm going with John Wick Chapter 4.
Ooh. Now, are we saying, oh, that's my number 1, and make just?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, John Wick Chapter 4 is my number 3.
Didn't make my list.
Well, because you haven't watched the series.
I watched 1.
You have only watched 1?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's an action movie.
Did you watch The Continental?
No.
Oh, Continental was great.
Great show. Just don't think too hard. Just don't try to connect it too hard to the movies.
You don't need to.
Not a problem.
It works enough. It works
does.
enough on its own to it still fits fine.
It's nitpicks for me.
Yeah. But
Gotcha.
but Chapter 4, I thought it was a great end to that saga, although there's talk that they may
There's
continue.
never an end till Keanu's
I don't know when
gone.
okay, we got the Continental, but there's supposed to be another movie.
Ballerina.
Yeah.
Comes out next. Well, okay, this year. It was actually the first movie from Len Wiseman since Total Recall. He's been just doing TV and producing and
Is Colin
stuff.
Farrell going to be in it?
I have no idea.
Is James going to be in
Are
it?
you going to be in it?
Is Kate Beckinsale going to be in it?
That's what we need to find out.
Yes.
Then I might pay attention.
But yeah, I thought it was really well done.
Keanu does make a cameo.
He does. Yeah, I did hear that.
They
yes.
said he does. John Wick does appear.
So where does it fall in the timeline? We don't know, right?
If I had to guess, the ballerinas show up in John Wick 3, so could be between 2 and 3, could be between 3 and 4,
Right. So
2 and
Or
3.
between
but-
1 and 2. That's the only one you missed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is great, and for whatever reason, the YouTube algorithm just keeps throwing me the big climactic duel scene.
Yeah.
It just keeps throwing that clip back at me almost weekly. But it is just so good.
Why did it get so high on your list?
Because it's John Wick.
Oh,
I honestly didn't realize you held John Wick that high. Like I hold John Wick pretty high. But
I hold John Wick 2 the highest because I thought John Wick was great. And then you get John Wick 2 and it's just nonstop pound you in the face action that's just awesome.
and it's what really explodes that world.
Yeah. And then number 3 just takes it a step further. And then number 4, which I still can't believe it's almost 3 hours, but because it doesn't stop as well. Yeah.
Their pacing on those flicks is stellar.
If I recall, they've all 4 of the John Wicks have been in my top 10 of the year of release.
that's good. Okay.
And I think John Wick 2 was in the top 3, I think, of the year it came out for me.
I do have to rewatch them because, like I said, I watched John Wick twice, and it's a good movie. But to me, it just seems like another action movie, like The Expendables or Hard to Kill.
Well, to a
Give them a good, honest watch.
See, that's rude. I was gonna do it anyway.
No, but now you are contractually obligated.
Yes.
but it's nice
Oh.
how they the first one you get the coins, you get the Continental, and whatever this life these assassins have. And the second one, you get the high table and the coins and a little bit more. And then the third one, you get the adjudicator and deconsecration, and
Like they keep adding more and more to that world, the world under the high table.
Gotcha.
but you also expand it to, like, in number 2, you get the Bowery King, like Lawrence Fishburne and stuff, reunites them from the Matrix movies. And
Gotcha.
They make a sly reference and all.
Nice. Aaron says, I only saw the first 2 John Wick movies. The second one got too silly.
I can see that it's not going to be for everyone. I know
Well,
other people who don't
yeah,
like
the second
it
one,
too,
the second one, he actually does kill a guy with a pencil.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
So does Heath Ledger. Marcel
Well-
said, never got into John Wick either.
I get it.
Okay. And you just did callbacks about Lawrence Fishburne.
Mhm.
In Artifice, there is a callback with Lance Henriksen.
Yeah.
He goes, they're playing chess.
They-
And he goes, I'm not going to lose my bishop again.
They have a Terminator
So-
reference in second season of Reacher, if you guys have been watching it,
I saw it.
because the main bad guy is Robert Patrick, and they're talking about aliases for this guy checked under name on this name, blah blah blah.
Oh, that's a
like a
Yankee second baseman.
Yankee second baseman. This girl checked under the name Sarah Connor. Who the fuck is that? I don't give a shit. And it moves up, but it's Robert Patrick saying it.
Nice. I love when they do that.
That was pretty awesome.
I think my favorite is Stakeout with Emilio Estevez and
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss. They're doing their stakeouts and they play quote games.
Mhm.
So Emilio throws a quote out and Richard Dreyfuss has to guess the movie. So he's throwing out quotes and finally he says, I think we need a bigger boat. And he goes, I don't know. I've never heard that one. And then something happens and they go, it was,
Yeah.
He hasn't heard that one because that's not the line.
Mike Nada said, I love the boogeyman.
I didn't see that.
No.
Well, no, that's what they call John Wick,
Oh,
right?
there
He's
was
the
a-
man you call to get rid of the boogeyman.
Oh yeah, Baba Yaga.
there was a horror movie called The Boogeyman that came out this
Yeah.
past year.
I finally saw that big hit about a guy how finally learns to stop simping over a girl he's got no shot at and realizes he can do anything he puts his mind to after that. What was that called again? The Barbie movie. That's right. We'll have to see if that's on one of our lists. And he goes, this reminded of the Yellow Submarine movie.
Barbie.
Okay, I could see that.
From what I've heard, yeah.
James, what is your number 9?
My number 9 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Ooh.
And I nearly forgot. I was going through. There were some that I forgot to either rank on Letterboxd or make note of. And I was going through the list of the movies that came out. I'm like, oh shit, I did see that this year.
That's my number 1.
I've watched it.
Because again, I rank them according to what ones am I going to rewatch.
Yeah.
And I've watched that one, oh God, half a dozen times. if
I've
not
only
more.
seen it the one time,
I
but
haven't watched it.
it
It's
was
good.
it was good.
That's what the tally keeps getting on me about it, but nope.
I liked the villain, the grand was it
Not
High Evolutionary.
High
High
Evolutionary?
Evolutionary.
Thank you.
Yep.
But there was a lot of backstory into Rocket.
I like how Marvel does that. They turn their heroes and villains. You know them from the comics. Like I know High Evolutionary. It's nothing like that. But that guy fit with that story so well.
Well,
in
like
that
the Guardians,
universe.
I had never heard of the High Evolutionary
They're-
prior to the movie.
They're making their own versions, and that's exactly what they need to do.
Exactly.
They're managing to keep enough of what people know,
Yep.
but then filling out some extra and making it their own, and it's working.
I liked the callbacks to the first Guardians movie. I liked them trying to interact with Gamora, who's not the same Gamora
Yes.
anymore.
Exactly. That was almost heartbreaking watching poor Peter.
Well, especially when he's talking to Nebula. Nebula's trying to say like he's in love with that, and he starts looking at her. He's like, "Stop it! Don't look at me like that."
That's in the trailer. You remember
Saw it.
that?
Saw it.
I'm saying you picked a good color eyes for you. That's all. My number 9 is again one I'd never even heard of until I started researching this, but I've watched it twice now. It's called The Marsh King's Daughter with Ben Mendelsohn and Daisy Ripley.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think I have a vague recollection of the title, but that's it.
Yep.
Nope.
And it's about a girl that is living with her parents out in the swamp. They call her dad the Marsh King because he lives off the land and all that. And then, hang on a second. Jay says, maybe because I have a little guy, but Leo was one of my faves and rewatched it many times. That's a computer animated one. Yeah, I saw it on the list. I wanted to watch it, but I didn't get to.
Leo?
Yes.
I don't think I heard of that one.
So that is a good pick. I hope I want to watch it. I love those.
I don't know what that is.
Then a guy stumbles across there a lot. It comes in on an RV, and the girls are like, "Wow!" It almost looks like they don't even know what they're looking at. And her dad shoots the guy, and then the mom grabs a girl and takes off on the RV. They get to the hospital, and she says, "I've been kidnapped and I've been captured for like 20 years." And you come to find out that her dad kidnapped her mom.
Oh, okay. I have heard of this.
Yeah. So then it jumps to she is now married, and he gets out of jail and is coming home.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it is so good.
Okay.
Huh. I had not heard of this. So Ben Mendelsohn plays the dad, I'm assuming?
Yep, he does.
I
So
really
he plays a bastard.
Yep, and Daisy Ripley plays the daughter.
Ben Mendelsohn plays a good bastard.
Ben Mendelsohn
Oh.
just plays good.
He does. Like
he's just good at his job.
I was so pissed when they killed him off. Spoilers. When they killed him off during secret
Say it isn't so.
secret invasion.
Thanks. I haven't watched it yet.
Dude, it's a comic book show. He'll be back.
Yeah.
It may not have been him that died.
Right.
Oh, that's entirely true.
Yep.
He's so funny as Talos.
That's why I love Skrulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, the reveal of him in at the end of the one Spider-Man flick.
Far From Home.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
All right, Jason.
It kind of got off the rails from there. So
And they did a great callback in No Way Home when they first captured Peter Parker and brought him in. They're questioning him. He goes, Nick Fury, I told him the whole thing. And Nick Fury's been off world for years. Like, wait, what? So
Yeah.
it was a beautiful little callback.
Yep.
Number 8.
My number 8, La Machina.
That
Bert
was
Kreischer's
fun.
The Machine.
oh, nice.
I'd only heard the story by legend,
I'd heard the story about
But
100 times.
but then I saw the trailer for the flick, and I'm like, no friggin' way. So I searched it out. I found the stand-up where the story started,
It's so funny.
and went and saw the flick in the theater, and oh my god, yes, it was so funny.
I've heard pretty good things about the movie. I love the story.
Yeah.
I knew the movie had Mark Hamill in there as his
Yep.
dad.
Oh my! Oh, it's probably one of my favorite Mark Hamill roles ever.
Oh,
Now
he is so good.
he's just it's so out from anything else he's played. Like it kind of almost destroys his image a little bit, you know.
Okay, yeah.
You should watch him in The Fall of the House of Usher. The character he plays in that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do want to see that.
That's not on my radar. I'm not a.
I think my favorite is when he's first introduced in the movie because Bert's grilling, and so he comes over. He goes, "You're not gonna flip those, right? Yeah, some people flip them. You don't have to because his dad's always condescending, you know."
Okay.
Yeah.
So he goes to flip it, breaks it in half. He goes, "Hey, you just flipped it too soon. What can I say?" He's like, "Yes, this is gonna be fun."
Yeah.
But
So
that's-
yeah, the machine is just so damn funny.
and I like how they made that story real.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
So-
They made it work. Is it real or not? We still don't know.
No.
We'll never will.
Mm-mm.
But it's so friggin' funny, and you know, good on him that Burt Kreischer got that, you know,
Yeah.
and it did really well too. So you
Yeah.
know, good on him.
Maybe the machine too.
I never say never, but
Yeah,
I kind of
don't-
hope not.
I don't know where the story could go. Yeah.
I don't. I really hope not. But you know,
Yep. All right, James, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
That did not make my list.
another Marvel one that I haven't watched.
I
yet.
really don't know what people had issues with. I heard stories about like horrible CGI. I didn't see any problem with the CGI in the movie. I thought it was a great story. I thought, despite real life stuff, I thought Jonathan Majors did a great job as Kang in
Yeah.
this. Not and also in the Loki show, not including his the nerdy scientist character, but the evil Kang version in this that is down in the quantum universe. I love the Bill Murray cameo.
Yes.
I love the backstory on what happened with Hank Pym's what's her name? Well, Michelle Pfeiffer, but the
Janet.
Janet Pym down in the quantum realm for like 20 years or so. I thought it was great, and I liked how we were at Indigo in Windsor, and the Scott Lang book was there.
Oh,
I didn't get a chance to look at it, but the Scott Lang book where he's like, "Are you listening to your own audiobook, Dad?"
I did love the movie. It's just like I said, when I go for replayability, I haven't rewatched it, and I don't get it because I watch Ant-Man a lot.
Well, Ant-Man, the original Ant-Man, is so damn charming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Baskin Robbins always finds out.
Yeah, and there's no is it Jose?
Oh, Michael Pena.
Michael Pena. I'm trying to remember the character's name.
Yeah.
He's not in this.
that was the first strike I heard against it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it you miss it, but the movie's still great in my
Oh,
opinion.
yeah. It's the story, and he's just not in the story. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
that's
That's
good.
again, that's one I still haven't watched. But hey, thanks for the spoiler on Bill Murray. I hadn't heard that.
You didn't know
Bill
he was
Murray
in it?
No,
Oh, dude, I heard that
That's not a
before I went to
spoiler.
see
That
it.
that
No.
was in a trailer.
somehow I
Yeah.
missed that entirely.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it was in a trailer. No, the spoiler is another character that shows up that I won't say.
Okay, all right,
I might.
He was not in the trailer,
go right ahead. 'cause
or she.
Somebody pulled the honest watch card. Let me see. My number 8. My number 8 was another one. Again, this is weird because a lot of them that are here, I didn't find out until we started researching this.
Mhm.
It's called Hypnotic with Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this.
Yes.
title.
Vaguely.
And he's going through therapy because he lost his wife and someone kidnapped his daughter. And so the therapy, they're trying to figure out what happened. And then he comes across these people who are called hypnotics, who can basically make you do things with suggestions.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I can't remember the name of the gentleman who.
They did this in an episode of The Mentalist.
But yeah, like he'll come up to a girl and he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" He sits down. "You got a light?" Here. She goes to hand a lighter. He goes, "It's really hot outside." She goes, "I hadn't noticed." He goes, "No, trust me, it's a furnace." So he gets up and he walks away, and pretty soon she's standing up and she starts taking her clothes off. It's so hot in here, and she's walking out in traffic, and it's causing a diversion for something else going on.
Oh shit.
And then this story just spirals. And the really wicked aspect, because I'm watching it going, this feels generic, blah, 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 blah. Then they do a couple of things in the middle, and it's like, oh, that's actually brilliant. And then the end of the film happens, and it's like, wow. And yeah, I've watched it 3 times because these are the ones I like to watch to see if I can catch the stuff at the beginning.
Right.
That sounds like one I should check out. Hypnotic.
Yeah.
I seem to recall seeing, was that on Prime or something?
I watched that on Cineplex.
Okay.
Again, a free rental. So
yeah, but I think it's on one of the streamings. I think I've seen ads on one of the streamings, but I'll find it. It. No big deal.
Yeah, well, I'll take a look here later on.
Could be Prime, could be Hulu.
But okay, so we are now on to number 7.
Lucky number 7.
Jason.
Number 7. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
I missed this one.
Well, this one was a very special watch for me on a few different levels because this was on my solo adventure to Hamilton.
Oh, right.
It was Hamilton, where I went to go see AEW wrestling by myself, trying to catch some autographs and stuff. But I had time to kill before the show, so I decided to go to a movie randomly, and Transformers was playing. And then
it's on Amazon.
It is okay. The Transformers series hasn't been the greatest.
It's had its ups and its way downs.
Yes, yes. The last couple entries just nah. But goddamn, did they really come back strong with Rise of the Beasts? They hit all the right notes for me. Nostalgia out the butt. Like, yeah,
Unicron.
it worked.
Unicron is awesome.
Yes, they did Unicron right this time.
They did him right. I felt the story was a bit underused.
Yeah, a little bit, but I enjoyed that film. Like they really hit it out of the park for me.
See, to me, if they were going to do Unicron right, they should have done a three story arc, kind of like 3 movies.
Yeah.
But when you only got 1 movie to make it work, they did a great job.
They did, and the characters weren't overdone this time.
Optimus Primal,
it was great.
Yep.
So like I'm not as much of a Beast Wars fan. I'm just OG. But
and then the other complaint was you didn't get to see Rat Trap or Cheetor. But the other Beast Transformers were wicked.
Yes, they were.
Like Michelle, is it Yoon?
Yao.
Michelle Yao. Yeah, that's right. Yes, Air Beaker.
Yes. Yeah, the eagle. Or
yeah.
Yep.
And then it was Ron Perlman as Optimus Primal.
Yeah. Yep.
And Pete Davidson as Mirage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He fit that character so well.
Yes, he did. I actually saw a neat thing of like on the Food Network, one of the cake decorating shows that Duff, he's like the king of cakes or whatever.
Yep.
Where Hasbro tasked his crew to make a special cake for the 30th anniversary of Transformers. They made a transforming cake. They made a transforming Optimus Prime.
Oh wow!
Where it popped up from truck form, popped up, and his arms swung out, and there was actually sections of it was actual cake.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
And then the Wicked cameo at the end.
Yes,
we're still gonna leave that one.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
and still, Peter Cullen still doing it.
Yep. Now, next week we might talk about Transformers 1. Could be interesting, but Peter Cullen's not in it.
Okay.
What's Transformers 1?
Oh, you haven't seen that one yet? Or heard about it?
No.
Oh, it's got an amazing cast list.
Okay.
But
I don't know what this is.
Peter Cullen's not. Oh, look it up. We need it for next week. Next week is our top 10 films of 2024 that we anticipated.
Okay. I wasn't aware we were doing it that next week. So
I
knew it'd be coming. I knew it'd be coming, but I didn't think it was that week. So because we still have to do the makeup with Steve at some point.
Yes. We'll get to that. James, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is Sound of Freedom.
Oh, I never watched that.
This was the true story about the former government agent who turned vigilante to rescue all these kids from sex trafficking and kidnapping and stuff like that. And I'm a big fan of Jim Caviezel, and he plays the lead in this one, plays Tim Ballard. And no, I think it was just a good, exciting movie.
I do remember it got a lot of bad press, but it wasn't because of the movie. It was because of Jim.
Yeah.
And his right-wing crazy
theories
kind of, yeah, kind of, 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 kind of But sadly, lately that can't be helped anymore. Like
No.
Ezra Miller, Amber Heard, Jonathan Majors, like these people are affecting films with their personal life.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
But that's a lesson to be learned, right?
But the movie itself, I thought was great.
oh, Aaron said, "Oh, I really wanted to see Sound of Freedom." Yeah, that's me too.
It's a good movie. Yeah, Mira Sorvino's in there in a smaller role as his wife.
And Aaron's true too. That was another part of it. They didn't use production companies or distribution companies to sell the movie.
It was an indie flick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was
But
because
other people do it, so I don't get
well,
that.
it was also because they were exposing high-powered people that were because I think it references Jeffrey Epstein or something like that. But
Okay.
but the same thing happened with Nick Cage movie Lord of War about the arms dealer, and no North American companies would finance that one because it makes them look bad.
And if they're upset at all about it being done like on the indie side with no major studios and whatnot, Kevin Smith proved way back when with Red State that you can completely fund a film and not have to do the rigmarole that Hollywood gouges for, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
get over that.
Yeah.
Well, my number 7 is another real life story
Okay.
like that with Taron Egerton that I didn't think I was going to like,
Ooh.
but I really did.
I can't.
And it was an Apple film called Tetris.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay. I
didn't
never did
see
watch
this.
it. Yeah.
It is insane to hear what happened behind the scenes of Nintendo acquiring Tetris.
I remember the trailer looked pretty crazy, and
Tally read the book.
I forgot about the movie.
It's insane what this guy went through and did.
My kid read the book
With-
and he gave it to me. He's highly recommended it. So
Yeah, like the things they did with the Russian government just to get this thing. Oh, Aaron said the director was supporting the election fraud argument in the States. Oh, that doesn't help either. So that also got the movie bad press. But from what I know it was really a good movie. Like, again, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you get a chance, you have got to watch Tetris. That would be interesting indeed. Yes. And they do it so cool because level 1, and it's all 8-bit graphics and it shows him going to the building and then he goes in and he talks, right? And I got to go to Russia. Level 2, he's off to, it is so cool.
I want to see that, and I want to see the BlackBerry movie.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the
that too, yeah.
BlackBerry. What did Aaron say here? OMG, I wanted to see that as well. I saw a documentary a few years ago before the movie came out. So yeah, it was crazy getting
I did
the
not
game.
see a documentary about that.
Neither did I. Oh, and James is here. Hey, James.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Yeah, Aaron, if you get a chance, watch this because it's really cool. Like even there's a car chase trying to get to the airport, and the car will hit like another car, and all of a sudden it goes digitized for a second, and then it's back to a normal car. Then they cut to over top like a Game Boy screen, and it shows it going through traffic. Like the way they did this was so good. Yeah, it's
Nice.
so worth the watch. All right, on to number 6, Jason.
Oh, number 6. A Man Called Otto.
Oh shit, that was this year.
That came out in January.
I heard good things about this.
My wife went and saw this in the theater without me. She went with a group of friends from work. And she told me when she got home, she said, well, if you haven't seen it yet, it's a beautiful film. You're going to cry. They were all crying, but Crystal was like laughing while crying. And her coworker, Sheila's like, are you okay? And she goes, Jason can't watch this movie. And she wasn't wrong. Like, God damn it. Tom Hanks that to me is probably one of like my favorite role of his now.
I gotta watch that one.
It's just so
In
well
terms of
done.
Tom Hanks movies, I saw one this year with Rebecca that was not from this year, but it was one I thought looked like the most boring movie in the world. It was that News of the World, where he just goes from town to town reading the news to people.
Oh, okay.
That movie is like heart pounding, exciting.
I
more-
seem to recall it had it was getting like weird reviews, but it was generally well received.
Yeah, it is so much better than I thought it looked. Oh yeah.
But A Man Called Otto,
Yeah.
like God, it crushes me but I did really
Because he
really
plays
love
the
it.
grumpy old man, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
but
see
when
that.
you know, there's you gotta once you start learning who he is and
Well, like
why he is,
like Gran Torino.
kind of sort of yes, but little less racism.
Less racism.
That messed me up because literally I'm looking at the list for movies this year and it's like Gran Turismo. It's like, wait, that's a Clint Eastwood movie. No, that's not the same one.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Gran Turismo.
Gran Torino was the
Yes.
Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood one.
The modern Archie Bunker.
Yes.
Yes. All right, James, what's your number 6?
Oh, yes. My number 6, I just watched this 2 days ago with my wife, and because we picked it up in Windsor, and it is The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Oh, that almost made my list.
Yeah, and I was gonna preface it by saying that it's the latest movie for Andre Overdahl, who did Autopsy of Jane Doe and all that stuff. This is his latest movie, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which is taken from like the captain's log in the Bram Stoker novel Dracula. So it's sort of like just taking this little tiny bit of the story and making it all about the movie.
It's from about 4 pages in one chapter.
But it's an exciting movie because it's like, and then there were none, because you have a ship, confined space with a bunch of people with an unkillable monster on there, picking them off one by one. But they do make it very exciting. And you get Corey Hawkins from Walking Dead and Straight Outta Compton, N24, doing a very good English accent. I didn't know he could do an English accent.
Yeah.
He's not a Brit.
No.
No.
You know, they like to sneak in.
Dude, I questioned that. I'm like, is he English? Is he actually English? Because he was the dialect or the affectations he did, I thought were very good.
See, that's another little pet peeve, and I shouldn't go on this tangent, but I might for a second. Everybody is up in arms about why are they getting, regular people to play handicapped people? Why did they get, this person to play a Latina when they're Jewish? That stuff. And it's like, dude, literally, I watched The Marsh King's Daughter. Everybody in that main credits is English, but they all have American accents living in the swamp.
Yep.
Why aren't they freaking out? Why aren't you hiring Americans to do this?
The one that shocked me,
Grr.
that I
So
feel like
Boxbell.
had some really funny buzz was David Oyelowo for Get Out.
Yes.
Like when people found out he was British, like, say what now?
Oh, Daniel Kaluuya.
Or Daniel Kaluuya, yes.
Yep. Well, people do it like Hugh
Yeah.
Laurie. No one knew he was
Yes.
English for like 8 seasons.
Yeah.
That one blew me away when I saw Stuart
Gary
Little.
Oldman.
Wait, what?
Gary Oldman.
What you
Or-
talking about, Willis? He's not English.
Well,
Gary's everything.
Okay.
Yeah, he is everything. But there was also the story that Ben Affleck told on that Bernard Rose or whatever the talk show that celebrities go on.
Graham Norton.
Graham Norton. Thank you. Sorry. BBC. And he talks about meeting Christian Bale in a costume shop. 'Cause
Yes.
He was shopping there for his kid and he was like, Oi, is that you? Ben Affleck. It's Christian Bale. Christian Bale's English.
Yep. I remember that story. I've seen that interview. That was great. And just for the record, Aaron just shared us the link for the documentary for Tetris. So I put it
Nice.
in the
Okay.
podcast chat.
Cool.
But yeah, The Last Voyage of the Demeter is good.
And you get
Yeah.
like, because it is Dracula who's killing off all the people, but you have, I believe it's Javier Botet who plays and who's done a lot of like under makeup and motion work. Like he was the character Mama in Mama.
Yep.
He had a few monster roles in the It chapter 1 and 2. So he mostly does like
he was the slender guy.
the
in
skinny,
corner.
lanky.
Yeah.
I don't know for a fact if he did the Crooked Man in Conjuring 2, but he could have been. But he plays that kind of role. And in this one, you don't get a well-known actor playing Dracula because he's supposed to be this monster specter going after everyone. So he has like the very Nosferatu look to him.
Yep.
But like Bernard Hill's in there too. So you got Davos from Game of Thrones.
It is a fun watch. It
Yeah.
really is.
I heard pretty good things.
Cam and I went to the theater to see that.
I kind of wish, but I just don't go to the theater much anymore.
Yeah. Traumatic flashbacks.
Yeah.
People yell at me about hot dogs. My number 6. And again, I was never into this franchise. And then went with my brother-in-law to watch it because we were supposed to go on Tuesday, but
Okay.
I bumped to go see it with him.
Okay.
Godzilla -1.
Oh,
I
yeah.
loved that film.
That's my number
That's
one.
your number one?
That's my number one for the year.
Yep.
Wow.
And like, it was tough coming up with ironing out my top 3, really. But yeah, Godzilla -1 was just it's a damn near perfect film in its way.
Some of those camera shots were insane. Like when he is chasing the boat in the water.
Yes.
Like I love that shot.
Like this rendition of Godzilla looked so good. To me, it looked almost rubber suit like.
But it wasn't.
But it wasn't.
Yeah.
But they captured the rubber suit kind of feel. But it still looked great.
And the one drawback I had in the film, which is very minor, is you could tell it was CGI because they went simplistic on having him walk through the city. So he literally went boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom. You know, that was the only thing that I saw about that.
That was minor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
so minor.
if that's the worst thing in the film, you're laughing.
Yeah,
James's son has seen it 6 times.
I want to see it
Wow.
again. I can't wait to see it again.
I still remember sitting next to Fred. Okay, he is a Godzilla junkie. He doesn't come to the Comic-Con, right? He went to Jeremy's show in Windsor because of all the Godzilla stuff going on.
Nice.
He's sitting next to me, and there's the scene where his back spikes start turning blue and popping
God,
out.
I love that.
And he's like, he looked at me, he's like, what the hell is this? And then they all jam in and he fired out, and he's like, holy shit.
It's the charging rods on a reactor.
Yep.
Yes, that's
And then
so cool.
When that Jaws moment happened and they blew up that thing in his face,
yeah,
and then it started to regrow right away.
like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was so good. But on top of the awesome Godzilla stuff, the story was great.
Exactly.
You know, the
Takes
human
place during
element of it all.
Just after World War II, you know, American occupied Japan. So they had no fleet. You know,
once again, it was like a perfect, like, this is the true horrors of war.
and
This is what it's like.
just the opening. It's before the end of the war, and he's a kamikaze pilot. He comes in and he's faking a repair that he needs, so he doesn't have to go out.
He
And-
couldn't do it.
And while out on the island, Godzilla attacks this island, and
Huh.
he's one of 2 survivors.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Like, but it's his story. It's in him coming back from the war, and people realize, wait a minute, you were a kamikaze pilot. What are you doing here?
Okay, no, that's not.
Yeah.
That's a very short job.
So, you know, he's looked down upon for that, but he gets past that. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
It was just, and it really made me it made me a little kid again.
Mhm.
Like, watching it, it really did take me back to being a little kid, you know, and God, they just crushed it.
Yeah.
It's Toho Studios, though. They've been doing it for 70 years.
This is, what was it? The 32nd film from them.
Yes.
32nd or 33rd.
But it's the
like,
70th anniversary.
Yeah.
So like, it's
tons.
yes, they know what they're doing.
Jay says it was good, but I enjoy Godzilla more when monster versus monster. True.
I get the appeal of that. I do enjoy the Universal ones that, you know, we got that other one coming later this year, but $15 million this movie was made on.
That's what I mean. Like, those chase scenes are insanely good.
Mm-hmm.
So I get why they lost some budget making him walk through the city.
Yeah.
I'm so good with that. And then the precursor to Godzilla, you would always see these deep sea anglefish popping up that are like inside out. And it goes, because that's a scientific fact that when there is a radiation at that depth, that these things just die.
Yep.
So it was like so cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
So we gushed on that one. Now we're on number 5. Where is my cursor? There it is. Jason, number 5.
Movie that I was so afraid for because of what they wanted to do, but they crushed it for me. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, same here. I heard it was really fun though.
I love Dungeons and Dragons. I've really fallen in love with the 5e system. Not making any comment on the company and all the bullshit that company's pulled over the last couple of years. That's a whole different story. But what they delivered with this movie was, you know, I don't think anybody could have done it better, because they hit all the right notes, all the right references. You know, the characters fit. They all kind of fit a gaming stereotype that we you know, if you play the game, you're going to be kind of familiar with. They even had some deeper cuts of like, oh, here's a quick cameo of a race that only deep D&D people are going to know. Like when he pulled the cat out of the fish, that's a tabaxi. That's not a well-known race.
That's
you know?
cool.
Referencing like known spells that are like the green flame blade spell, and like these are iconic things from Dungeons and Dragons.
That's cool.
But they fit it. It felt like we were watching like a gaming story play out. They did it.
That's done right there.
Exactly. Now,
Jason, have you watched Vox Machina?
No, I can go on and on about Critical Role. All right, I can't say I'm a full critter, but I've watched Legend of Vox Machina on Prime. I've watched both seasons multiple times. Really looking forward to season 3, and it's coming sometime, I think, in the next month.
Cool.
So, but yeah, the Dungeons and Dragons flick, it's a lot of fun. You don't have to know anything about Dungeons and Dragons. It's just a fun fantasy story. Yes, there's lore that if you know any of it, you might catch it. But otherwise, what they deliver on all fronts.
Good.
And Hugh Grant is such a dick. Oh, he's such a slimy prick in this one.
He can play that.
I know
I
he can.
I didn't know he was in that.
He's
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, he's just a prick.
You know, when he's not playing Wonka's Oompa Loompa. Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey, we'll get there.
Number 5 for James.
Yeah, my number 5, I saw this past weekend as well, and is Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I haven't got to it yet.
Well, I just got to it a few days ago. This movie is insane. And I was thinking, like, why does this have to be almost 3 hours? Because the amount of stuff they cram into this movie it's just insane. That's
just part 1.
And that's just part 1. Yeah.
Well, those movies are always like they're the Bond movies of Tom Cruise.
Yes.
But you get Henry Czerny back as Kittredge, who hasn't been there since the first movie. You have Carrie Elways is in there as Director of National Intelligence. Isai Morales as the main bad guy in there. Tom Cruise, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames are back. Haley Atwell does a great job as she's not a Bond girl,
the damsel
but like
in
the
distress.
damsel in distress kind of. Rebecca Ferguson is back as Ilsa Faust. So a lot of carryover from the last couple movies, or last several, if you want to say it.
So they're making The Last Swing a good one.
Yeah,
those movies deliver. They know what they're going for. They deliver,
and it's because I heard talk about this months ago when it was out and stuff, where there was also a question of, will the second part be called Dead Reckoning Part 2 or whatever? Because the movie ends not exactly, well, yes, kind of on a cliffhanger where they kind of save the day, but you can see where it's going to go. So it's very, very well done.
They saved the day, but one guy got away.
Yeah, essentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know I've watched a couple of the Mission Impossibles, but I've never followed the franchise. I should.
Now
that it's wrapping up, I feel like
I have watched all of them. I don't remember much of the latest ones. I just know that they're fun watches.
Yeah.
And I just haven't watched that latest one.
I just wish they would have brought back Jeremy Renner. I
Well,
thought
he was a little indisposed.
no, I know, but like
that was filmed before his accident.
True.
He was great in Ghost Protocol. He was great with his smaller role in Rogue Nation, which is my favorite of them all now. But the schedules were overlapping, and I think there was also talk where he didn't really understand his character. He didn't have a big enough role, and then just hasn't been brought back. But I thought he was funny in Rogue Nation.
Still part 2.
Was it Rogue Nation or Fallout?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't think he was in Fallout.
Rogue Nation. He has this because he's mostly relegated to. He's in the Senate subcommittee meetings where he says, like, I can either confirm or deny details of this without speaking first to the secretary. And then at the end of you have Alec Baldwin, Mr. Secretary, who's the guy who is grilling him on the stand about all that stuff. So I wish they'd bring him back, but if they don't,
I gotta watch him. And like, there's still one more part, so you never know. Never say never.
Yeah.
No, wait, never say never again. That's a Bond movie. My number 5 is a Nicolas Cage movie.
Ooh.
Yes, but man, is it acting? Like it's
Ooh.
not Nicolas Cage over the top. It is Nicolas Cage acting, and he plays a Western buffalo herder.
Oh, I think this is on my list to watch.
Butcher's Crossing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I've not heard of it.
This guy wanders into this small Western town, and he goes to a friend who he goes out getting buffalo hides. And his dad's friend goes, nah. So Nicolas Cage goes, look, you got $500. There is a place I gotta go. They have a herd that's huge, and it's a slow burn Western. It's so good. And his madness is so good because it's so hidden.
I had heard that it was above average, like legit acting from him.
Exactly. That's what I mean. There's Nicolas Cage acting, and then there's acting.
Okay.
And he was acting in this movie.
All right.
That's such a good watch. You've got.
I've not heard of that one, but okay.
Butcher's Crossing.
Keep my eyes open.
Jason, number 4.
My number 4 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Because goddamn did they deliver on that one too. Like the best Spider-Man movies ever.
This one's in my dishonorable mentions.
Well, I'm picking up what they're putting down. You know, I'm infatuated with multiverse theory, and their version of it just works for me. They had so much fun with it. All the different Spider-Man you see when they get there, like that
It's
was
fun.
just so cool, including the Donald Glover cameo.
Yep.
In live action, like so cool.
This one almost made my list, but I don't rewatch it. The first one I do. The second one I haven't.
I will. I just haven't. I have once, but I haven't for a bit. But I will be. I hold it in very high regard, and I am really looking for the next part. So
the first one, it took me 2 watches to appreciate. This one, I really have no desire to see it a second time.
I watched the first one like 3 times in very short succession. I did not see it in the theater. I kicked myself that I didn't see that one in the theater. But but I saw it multiple times.
They need a live action adaptation.
No, I don't think they could do it.
I want to say yes, but yeah, they'll mess it up.
I don't think a live
well,
action.
They did pretty good with
it.
No Way Home.
No Way Home is as close as they need to go with it.
I think so.
You know,
yeah.
You stay away from the rest of it.
How do you do a live action Peter Porker?
And it's bad. It's bad enough.
Yeah.
Well, that's where you're getting Roger Rabbit, right?
Yeah.
But it's bad enough you have this Madam Web flick coming,
which doesn't look like it makes a lot of sense.
It does, because it's their multiverse tool.
You had an evil Spider-Man lookalike, and
no, he's an actual character from comics.
I don't know. Yeah, I just don't understand it at all.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. I'm anxious to see what they're going to do with it. I don't know if it's good or bad. Like
the trailer just confuses me.
But that's next week's show.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. James, what is yours?
Number 4?
Yes.
My number 4 is Gareth Edwards' latest, The Creator.
I have it rented on Cineplex app, but I didn't get to finish it before I started before this show.
It just looks so good.
I know somebody I was with last night actually who has seen it and they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it's a good story anyway. Because I started watching it with Rebecca, and then she was not really paying attention. Then she went into the other room to do other stuff. She's like, "You keep watching or whatever, and you tell me whether it's for me at the end." And like I told her that I think you'd appreciate it because it's a good looking movie. It's a great looking movie, but it's a good story anyway.
Another AI Skynet type of situation.
Yeah, yep. You get John David Washington playing a great role. Maggie Chen? No. Gemma Chan from Eternals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, plays his wife. And oh man, no, just across the board. And this is one that only cost $80 million. Comparison that you made from like the Godzilla ones where it didn't cost a whole lot, but it's actually doing very well. This one hasn't done great, but considering it looks like it cost 250 million when it only cost 80 million,
Yeah, that's like Godzilla. Looks like it cost more than it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool when you have a film like that.
it is
Mhm.
so damn impressive to watch.
Nice. I gotta watch it. I do.
I'm curious.
Let me see. My number 4 is something I guess you're going to see tomorrow. The Iron Claw.
Yes, I'm so looking
Oh,
forward
yeah.
to this.
Didn't know what to expect from that film. That it's not a wrestling film.
No.
There is wrestling in it. But it is about the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
Like one of the biggest, most tragic family in wrestling.
Yeah, it's a story that I only know the legend of. I've never really fully gotten the full details. I've always heard parts of it, but
Yeah.
I don't know the full story. And I only vaguely remember the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, his brief stint in the WWF.
Put it this way, another amazing feat. Did you know he only had one foot?
I do remember hearing that, but I never heard if that was true
It's
or not.
100% true.
Okay.
Yeah, he went on a motorcycle ride, got in an accident, and his foot was healing, but he tried to walk way too fast, and it got gangrene. They had to cut some of it off.
Okay.
But he hid it from everybody.
Interesting.
This film, put it this way, there are 6 children in this family. They only show 5 because they had to pull back on the tragic factor in the film.
Yeah.
It is a very depressing story. Yes.
You know, but it hits home so well, and the acting is insane. Like Zac Efron, he showed himself as an actor for sure in this film.
He's been showing that a little bit more lately. And
I haven't seen the Ted Bundy one and a couple others that he's done.
Man.
that Ted Bundy one,
But-
man, I'm telling you,
It
he
is
will cement it
so-
for you.
It
Yep.
is so good.
Yep. But this one, I'm telling you, he is killer as Kevin Von Erich.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing.
You know?
And I know we said earlier, Jeremy Allen White wasn't quite your cup of tea.
Well, no, his acting is amazing. It only throws me off because he's like a foot and a half shorter than Carrie was
Okay.
and a little smaller. So it's very hard to visualize
Right,
what
right.
you know the person is.
I'm so I've been looking forward to this flick for a while now and finally getting to go see it tomorrow. And I'm so anxious.
The only thing to watch that's not good, there is a gentleman that plays Ric Flair. He does it horribly. But literally,
I've heard mixed things
Gotcha.
about that. So
literally nobody can mimic the Nature Boy.
well,
You
that's
know.
that's not entirely true. I've seen a lot of really good renditions. It can be done.
Okay, fair enough. Yes.
But they just might not have gotten the best guy. But I've heard mixed things about that in general. But I don't care. I don't care. I can get past that.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be able to get past that just fine.
Okay, on
So-
to number 3. We're actually way over an hour, and we're only on number 3.
Yeah, but we already know my number one. And I think
My number
we're
1.
all right.
We know your number 3.
No, we don't.
John Wick Chapter 4.
That was James's number 3.
Oh, I put it in the wrong spot.
Yes.
I knew that. Just checking. Okay, what's your number 3?
Cocaine Bear.
What's my number 3?
Nice. Because it was just so goddamn fun.
Right?
Like out of nowhere, they take this like weird urban legend, which is not a legend. It's a real story, and they just let's take the story up to 11.
Yeah,
And it is god damn it, it's just so fun.
it was a blast.
If you have not seen Cocaine Bear, go watch it. It'll cure your soul for a few minutes. You know, just have some friggin' fun.
I plan to watch that one of these days.
It is. It's just nonsense fun. That's legit
You know
what
what?
it is.
It's New Year's Day. Give it a good honest watch, James.
Oh, he's just throwing them out like candy.
Pow!
Well, I'd probably have to watch it myself. Rebecca doesn't like movies where animals get hurt.
Well,
No, you're good.
Unless,
yeah, you're good.
unless it's like so comedically not realistic looking.
You're good.
You're good, man. You're good.
Yeah. We can safely say you're good.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There's
But-
one part where you think it might have happened when he's laying on top of what's his O'Shea? I can't remember his
Yeah,
first name.
I can't remember. his
Jackson.
name. Yes.
No, that's his dad.
I can't
Ice Cube's
remember.
kid. But he's laying on top of him.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, he's not. He's laying on top of Aldrin Enrich.
Yeah, yes.
And you think an
maybe
animal has died, but you're good. You're 100% good.
no, yes, you need to watch it. It is so much fun. Like it's one of the funnest flicks I've seen in
Yeah.
a long time.
Nice.
And yes, I've watched it a couple times. So
And that wraps up our number 3.
yeah,
Look at that. You disappear for a second, and all of number 3 is done.
because yours is John Wick.
And mine is Cocaine Bear. Number 2, Jason.
So my number 2, argument could be made about recency bias, but honestly, no. When I think about it, because I know I'm going to be rewatching this movie a lot, but Chris and I went and saw Wonka,
Okay.
and god damn, they hit a home run.
Interesting.
It's considered a prequel, but not exactly, but a prequel to the original Gene Wilder Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Timothy Chalamet based his performance.
Mr. Dress Up, the magic of
I have
Maple Leaf.
heard good things about that.
Yeah.
I didn't know they
haven't
made
seen
a
it.
movie about
It's a documentary.
Documentary, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, would that fall? Because we didn't talk about documentaries. We just
But
talked about
it came out. If you'd seen it, it would
it's this
count.
year. That's right.
But I have not seen it, but I have heard great things, and that's one I do need to watch because that one I watched more as a kid. Yeah, Wonka. Timothy Chalamet based his performance on Gene Wilder's.
Yeah,
You
very
know,
locally made too.
It's.
I've
Yes.
heard it's good, and I should go see it. I have not pulled the trigger yet.
But it's a musical, and all the songs are just so much fun. And Keegan Michael Key as like the chief of police is so friggin' funny, especially his character progression through the film. And I'm not going to say anything more, but it is so flippin' funny.
okay.
But the movie is it's so much fun. It's full of all the magic you need.
Nice.
It'll just make you feel good, and it's the first in a group of films that they're calling the Roald Dahl universe.
They always say that.
But this one did really, really well. So this is the first going to be the first in the line.
They at least have a chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm really hoping. I'm hearing buzz that they may be working on a like live action version of James and the Giant Peach. And yes, please, I want that. That's one of my favorites.
Maybe.
I love James and the Giant Peach. Like I never read any of the Roald Dahl books, so I'm basing this on past films and whatnot.
Fair enough.
James and the Giant Peach is just so much fun.
Ah,
But yeah, Wonka is great. If you're a fan of the original Willy Wonka, you're gonna like this movie.
there we go. James,
Nice.
what's your number 2?
My number 2, I saw this one at Walmart and thought it sounded interesting, so I looked up the trailer and ended up watching it. It's the latest film from Paul Schrader. It's called Master Gardener. And this one it stars Joel Edgerton and Sigourney Weaver, and he's sort of like the head gardener, a horticulturalist gardener on her estate. She's a very, very rich, very wealthy woman. And he's very meticulous. He leads the team of gardeners, and they enter her garden and all the plants and stuff into like these annual exciting shows or whatever. Anyway, but on the surface, it doesn't sound that exciting. But as the movie goes on, like he has a relationship with Sigourney Weaver, like a sexual relationship, sort of like a scandal, yeah. But it also goes into his background where you see in the trailer, like he takes off his shirt and he's got like the SS tattoos and stuff, like neo-Nazi stuff. Well, it goes into his background that he was originally raised in that culture as like a neo-Nazi, and he ended up being approached by like the FBI, and they got him to turn in everyone, and then he got sent into witness protection. And so that's where he's been the last 10, 20 years or so, just hiding out. But as like he's a complete, like he considers his old life as a completely different man. Like, I'm not that man anymore. He's this very clean cut gardener for this wealthy woman.
I didn't even see that on my list.
Never heard of it.
I didn't know about it until I saw the DVD at Walmart, and then I looked it up, and it's like, how did I not know about this? And the movie is phenomenal.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Nope.
Joel Edgerton, Sigourney Weaver. Oh man,
Good
and
call.
Paul Schrader can be kind of hit or miss. This is a major hit.
Very cool. Well, my number 1's not quite like that, or my number 2 is not quite like that, but it was one I was waiting for forever. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh, one of my other dishonorable mentions.
I watched this about a dozen times already this year. It's not the best, but it is so good.
So what do you think about Mads Mikkelsen's character?
I didn't mind him. You know,
Dead or alive?
I've rewatched that quite some. And okay, while it does look like a solid hit,
Oh man.
I could see him getting away. You know, I think he should have been scarred up a little more.
Yeah, you think?
It did look like he takes it more to the shoulder. So yeah, it's very possible that it.
I do agree. He should have been scarred up
stapled
much
his
more.
head to his shoulder.
Yeah, the whiplash and all that. Sure, yes, but
yeah, I overlooked that.
Okay.
You know, just watching that opening with the de-aging, it was like watching a young Indiana Jones movie again.
Oh, they did a good job. I'll give them that.
And yeah, and then seeing him older in the 60s now, you know, like I thought it was a beautiful end to it. Had a hard time getting into it for a Jones movie. It's not like the other Jones movies. You're 100% right. Only the opening is. You know, the second half has got a bit of adventure and stuff, but not half as much as the other indies did.
Yeah.
It's a different one. And that's just it. This is a different Indiana Jones.
Yes.
You know, so
this is the final chapter. Like,
yep.
This is it.
Yep. Until someone offers him more money. But yes, this is the final chapter.
Tackle him.
Okay. Number 1. So Jason is Godzilla -1.
Yes.
I'm
Raw.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. James, that leaves you.
Oh yes.
No pressure.
No.
Better be good.
I think it's good.
Can't pick Total Recall.
Damn it. Tell me about this before I show up.
Re-releases don't count.
No. I said at the game night that nobody is going to have my number 1 even on their list.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
No, that didn't surprise me, but I was made me so curious because I looked through that whole list and I tried to pick some like Artifice Girl. That's okay. This might be James's pick.
Yeah. So my number 1 is it's a movie called Nefarious.
That wasn't on my list. What the hell?
And I had seen brief clips of this on YouTube, and I looked it up and like, oh shit, this is a movie. And it stars basically 2 guys. There's Jordan Belfi playing a psychiatrist, and you have Sean Patrick Flannery, like one of the McManus brothers from Boondock Saints that isn't Norman Reedus.
Yeah. Narrows it down.
He's powdered.
And Jordan Belfi plays a psychiatrist, and at the beginning of the movie, you see another psychiatrist commit suicide. And this guy's Jordan Belfi is his protege. So he comes in because the other guy was interviewing Sean Patrick Flannery's character who's an inmate in prison who's on death row. Okay. And he was evaluating him whether or not he'd be able to fit to stand for execution. If he's not fit, he wouldn't be executed. If he was declared not insane, he wouldn't be executed, or he would be executed. Jordan Belfi gets there and he finds out that right off the bat, the inmate, Sean Patrick Flannery, basically admits that he is a demon. He's been possessing this body, and he is behind all these killings he possessed this innocent guy and made him do all this stuff. And 99% of the movie is Sean Patrick Flannery's character trying to convince this psychiatrist that he is an actual demon from hell, and that the psychiatrist, Jordan Belfi, he tells him that like before the day's out, you're going to have committed 3 murders. And it's interesting how those 3 murders come about, but it's all just highest acting I've ever seen Sean Patrick Flannery do. The duality and just the evil, that twist that he puts on this character. And
I gotta watch this. Okay.
It is so well done. Sean Patrick Flannery just puts on a clinic acting in this movie. And
Nefarious.
It's called Nefarious. Because he plays a demon. He says his name originally. He says that it's unpronounceable in English tongue, but the closest interpretation is, I think, Nefariamus, and he prefers to be called Nefarious. And like, but he also the psychiatrist, like he wants to speak to the character's name is I think it's like three names. He plays because he's just credited as Nefarious because that's the name he wants.
Wasn't there a Denzel Washington movie similar to that? Fallen.
Yeah, that.
I was
yeah.
trying to remember the name.
Oh, jeez.
Never watched that
the
one.
hell
I
is the-
remember vaguely of it, but
Damn it. I'm just trying to get the original character's name, Edward Wayne Brady.
Okay.
And so he wants to speak to him, and he only allows him to speak for a little bit, but you see him the way he looks down, looks back up, and he's just playing this meek, terrified man. He's just like, why is this happening to me? I didn't do this. And like,
I have got to see this. Okay. It's now on my list.
oh man, it is. So look up clips or watch the trailer. It's just so good.
Nefarious. Got it.
And like
I'm
I've
gonna
always
watch
liked
that.
Sean Patrick Flannery as an actor, but this movie's on a whole other level.
all right. I'm definitely gonna be looking for that one.
That's a good one to end on. Well done, sir.
Well, thank you.
Yes. And I was trying to get it too. That's why I watched The Butcher's Crossing and Marsh King's Daughter. I'm thinking, this is a James movie. This one's a James movie. And none of them.
I'm a little surprised.
Why?
No Barbie, no
Oh
Oppenheimer.
God,
I know. Well, and
I have not seen Barbie and Oppenheimer. I would put about the bottom of Christopher Nolan's movies. It wasn't a bad movie, but I didn't see why everyone held it in such high regard.
well, and see, sometimes that hurts a film when you have people hold it so high, and then you watch it, and it's like,
Not
you know?
not worth the hype.
yeah.
Just like, this is not Interstellar. This is not Tenet.
And
This is not.
for me, I've seen both, and I enjoyed them thoroughly, but I don't think I'll ever rewatch them.
I still haven't watched either one of them.
You know, they're good movies. I just, and my whole list is based on rewatchability, because to me that defines a film.
Oh, just quickly, the other since I only had 17 films,
Yeah.
the Super Mario Brothers movie, Elemental, Asteroid City, Indiana Jones we mentioned, The Meg 2 I just watched,
Okay.
I wanted to see that.
and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and Five Nights at Freddy's. Those are all the new released films in 2023 that I watched this year.
Dude,
I had a few other honorable mentions. I had Fast X, Pope's Exorcist, which I thought was a pretty fun Russell Crowe performance, but it just kept making me think of Zeus from Thor: Love and Thunder.
yeah.
Run Rabbit Run, which was a Netflix movie, and the Equalizer 3.
I had Equalizer 3 on mine. The other two I had were ones that I picked up again, looking at the list, trying to find yours.
Yeah.
Fool's Paradise, which was the directorial debut of Charlie Day.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And he plays a mental patient who they can't treat, so they just release. And he gets mistaken by Ray Liotta, who was a manager of a producer in a film, because he's a dead-on ringer for their star who's being a diva. So they bring him in to take over, but he doesn't say a word. He can't talk.
Oh.
So
Ray Liotta?
no, Charlie Day.
No,
Charlie
but you said Ray Liotta's in this film?
Yep.
I thought Cocaine Bear was his last film.
Oh no. The last one, it still hasn't been released. I can't remember what he was filming at the time. But yeah, so it was so cool. Charlie Day does not say a word as his character. Like, he plays the other one, obviously the diva one.
Right.
But his main character, nope, does not say a word. Just real quick, Aaron said, wow, that's a lot of movies I didn't see in 2023. Yep. Oppenheimer, you have to be in the mood, and you have to have time to sit and watch
Yeah,
it.
that's one of the other major things that's kept me from watching it.
It's
Is
a
the
long one.
runtime.
That was one of the few ones I went to the theater to see.
I saw it in the theater, and it doesn't feel like it's one of those
It
movies.
moves well?
Yes.
Okay.
I did look at my
Yeah.
watch a few times.
Yes, saw these two recently. Oh, it's supposed to be FNAF, like Five Nights at Freddy's,
Okay.
and Turtles. And Aaron said, yeah, it seems like a big downer that you would need to be in the mood for it. Well, again, because it's a very dark movie. You're talking about the creation of the atom bomb,
Mhm.
right? So you have to be in that mindset.
Right.
The other one that I watched, and again, this is what got me on my tangent about English-speaking people playing American. It's the Boston Strangler, which
Oh.
was great. It's about the two female reporters that connected the stranglings,
Oh, okay.
all right, back in the day. And Keira Knightley plays the main character, Loretta, but she's got her American accent. This is what started me down the rabbit hole. And then I'm starting to watch all these others. It's like, are you kidding me right now?
I want to see Five Nights at Freddy's, but I wish I hadn't seen Willy's Wonderland
Yeah.
because I
It won't
don't
make a
think it's going to
difference.
be as good.
No, it won't make a difference.
Really?
They're that dissimilar. You know,
Yeah.
other than location, the stories are very different.
Very different.
But like the robots in a restaurant coming to life.
It's its own thing. It's
Yeah.
its own thing.
Trust
They
me.
have their own lore.
Yeah.
You can take them separately. Five Nights at Freddy's is okay. My nephew was slightly disappointed by it, and he's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan. He has VR and he's played the games.
Yeah.
So, and it was okay. But for me, yes, Willy's Wonderland wins that fight.
It's so good.
See, I like them both, but for different reasons,
Mm-hmm.
right? I love the lore and the way they did Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
But I love Nicolas Cage and Willy's Wonderland
Yep.
for just the nonsensical way they did that. Oh, yeah.
Nice. There was a few other ones that I thought were entertaining. Like there was a few on Netflix. Genie, Michelle McCarthy
Mhm.
plays like an updated version of literally a genie, a guy he's losing his wife and his child, rubs this lamp, this ancient thing, and Michelle McCarthy comes out and she's a genie and she's like, I was just in this, and he doesn't believe her, and like she's doing granting all these wishes and stuff.
That
But
sounds cool.
it's one of her better ones, I'd say.
Very cool. Yeah, there's a lot to see. But now we're going to be talking about the ones coming up next year that kind of excite you.
Yes. And there's only a couple that have piqued my interest so far, but I'll look at a deep list of it.
Also ones that are, as of right now, coming out this year.
That's true. Yeah.
15. Yeah, that's just it. They may get bumped.
Anything, yeah. Basically at this point, anything up to June, July is set. It's the later 6 months that stuff can change.
I've copied down 15 titles. I got to break down to 10.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So-
I have to look at a full list. I only know a couple off the top of my head. I can probably call my number one right now, but
That's one from
I
next year.
could
Yeah,
not.
The Beekeeper.
I have seen that trailer, and
Yep.
it's a standard Statham fare. It looks like so.
Yep.
Did anyone see Expendables 4?
No,
No, I
that
heard-
came out, and I'm like, what? That actually came out already? Like what?
I
Yeah.
didn't hear good things about it.
Very under the radar and very
Well,
low hush.
well, as I understand it, Stallone gets killed off in the first 5 minutes or something. So
Oh,
And
that'll
then-
slow it down.
And then comes back or something.
no, he doesn't.
No, I heard he does.
Oh, okay. I never had.
I haven't watched it, so I can't confirm nor deny.
No.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, guys, thank you for this list.
Yeah.
Goodbye, 2023.
Yep.
We
Moving
are
on.
now ready for new, higher, faster, better. No, I watched Captain Marvel the other day, and I can't remember the phrase.
I don't know.
Oh well, whatever. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We'll see all of you guys next week. I am Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Toodles.
I say shut up! It's a man!